Hi there. What we're going to work together on today is I'm going to attempt to create a backlit solar powered house number sign. So let's get started. First of all, I decided to use, this is a plexiglass. You can buy this at their local glass shop. It is, I took some of the covering and everything off it already, but it is it'll work for, you don't have to use, I didn't realize afterwards, I was going to try something different beforehand. You don't have to use this, but I think it'll cast a nice even light behind the numbers. So, and the numbers that I'm going to be using, I had created, they took them from a sign originally that I had, brass letters, and what I did with the brass letters, I actually gold leafed them. So they were kind of rusty looking, so I made them into gold leaf. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure the distance. We've got 5 numbers we're going to put on here. So I'm going to have, this is a 40-inch piece of plexiglass. So what I'm going to do is make this cut them off into 8 individual sections here so that the numbers will fit within the 8 inch. These numbers are about 5 to 6 inches high. And so it'll be, and leave enough space in between so it doesn't look like they're jammed. Probably measure it down the middle so we know where the center parts are as well. So I'm just going to find the 3-inch part and just simply make it down the center so I know where the center marking is as well. Keep calling them letters, they're actually numbers. So that looks pretty good right there. So are we okay from the top? 1/8. That looks pretty good right there. So I'm going to make holes into here. I'm going to make, I should say, whoops. I can just barely get through there. It does make a hole, or I mean makes a mark. Okay. So each letter should be the same size, theoretically, or then maybe they're not. 5 3/4. Let's assume that it is, so we're going to do that. Now this is going to be a little bit more tricky because it's 1 1/8. Okay, so now that we've got the holes marked where we're going to drill them, this is gold leaf letters. Got to be very careful on that. So now what I'm going to do is I got to make a hole in behind, because I'm going to string, here's the LED lights that I'm going to use for backlighting right here. I've got them set up so that they're very small, they're thin lights, and there we go. So they're very tiny, as you can tell. That's one of the lights right there. You can see the little... I checked it out. What I did was, with these, to make sure that this would work, I had an outdoor solar-powered garden light here. It was starting, you can see it's outdoor solar power light, and as you can see it's starting to fog up a little bit, so it's starting to leak. So I bought a new one and decided to use the power supply and everything, the battery out of it. I'm going to clip those 2 leads out of there, and I'll show you how it works before we actually go ahead with it. It actually has a rubber membrane and everything inside. You can see it around there. That will keep it from getting wet inside, getting water to go inside. So there they are. Like I said, they don't look very bright right now, but any kind of light at night makes all the difference. Yeah, so that each one of those letters. So the idea is I'm going to take and backlight each one of the numbers in here like so, and then I'm going to use glue stick to stick them to the back of the inside of the numbers. So hopefully I can get enough light coming off the back, because there's quite a distance between these, so I should probably be able to have at least three LEDs. The drill I happen to have, hopefully this is a 7/64 drill. 7/64 inch drill. Let's see if that will work. And hopefully we're not going to damage the plexiglass, because this is really soft, or I mean it's really brittle stuff, so I've got to be very careful I don't damage it. All right, let's see if this will fit through there. Oh, that's good. Kinks and all. So then I got to thread it down through here as well. So I think I'll go beyond that and go in behind it, just down here a bit, so that will be behind the screw. I could put it off to the side, I don't have to put it right next to there. Where was it? I got these from, oh, what's the place online? They're cheap. Anyway, they're not very expensive. You can pick them up. These are usually, I think they use them for, a lot of the times, people use them for wedding lights, that kind of thing. So now we're going to thread that up there. You know, or not wedding lights, but functioning lights, you know, that, anyway, so at the back, this is what you're going to have at the very back. You're going to have, these will be lit up in the back, but that's not going to really matter any. Shouldn't anyway. You can black them out if you have to, if it's going to be annoying. Parts Express, that's what I was trying to think of. I got these at Parts Express. They're cheap. A couple of bucks each for, they come in like this here. And that's, of course, it's got the batteries in there, and you can see how they work just fine like that. It's kind of like knitting a blanket or knitting something, some clothes or something. Doing some knitting, I'm trying to say. It's amazing what light does. If we didn't have the sun, we wouldn't have any light. We wouldn't have any life. And light gives us life. there's kind of a scripture that goes along with that. It says, you know, that Jesus said he was the light of the world. And he said, you're children of the light. And, you know, when you shine in the darkness, let your light shine. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, you can see light. So now I'm drilling the holes for the actual letters now. I've got them all straightened out here. So, and over here I've got the hot glue gun turned on as well, so it's getting warmed up. There, so the letters are now done, or the holes for the letters. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take and wipe off the black magic, or the black magic marker or something, goof off, just for getting rid of sticky stuff, and including stuff like this here, magic marker stuff. There, that should do it. All right, so here goes the first letter. Again, I have no idea how much this is going to do, but so I'm going to try to make sure that these ends don't short out or do something silly and cause this thing to not work. So I'm going to try to get those back into themselves there a bit. So maybe I'll put a little bit of glue on them there just to see if that'll keep them from just kind of. Yeah, that should just do it. A little bit of glue to. As I was saying, I want to try to. I'm folding the LEDs back against each other here, and I'm going to just do a quick check with the actual power to see how that looks. There. So. Well, there's a lot of numbers in there, or a lot of lights in there. Let's see what it looks like with the lights off. No, it's not going to stay there. I'm going to apply the screws. So what I did was I went to the local hardware store and picked up brass. Oops, there we go. Brass screws and nuts. Come on there, focus. There we go. Just some brass and some spacers. You can buy them at your local hardware store. Okay, so now we're going to give it a shot again. Okay, turn the lights off. There. There's number 5. Should be able to be seen from the road. Yeah, I think that looks all right. All right. So I'm going to continue on. As I go through each letter, I'll let you know how it's going. So I have to thread each one. And the ones in the back, what I'm doing with the ones in the back, what I'll do is I'm going to take and just use some black tape to black them out so that they don't shine through. Otherwise, it's going to look kind of funny. So I'll tie that down. Tighten that up, I should say. Yeah, I think it's going to look really sharp. Yeah. I think it's going to just be alright. Well, I'm going to have to probably add some to it. Okay, so here we are on the other side. You should be able to get a good idea of what I'm doing here. So there's a little light, there's an LED right there. I'm just going to put this down so we can get that glued in there. I'm going to back. That's what the back of it's starting to look like here. This is from the leftovers of it. So I'm just tightening up the number 6 now. See what's going to happen with number 6. There we go, number 6. Oh, there. I just finished soldering the extension of the LEDs on here, so I have more LEDs to work with, obviously through here. So just to show, I'm just got a test light on to make sure they work. So I'm going to go one more time to show you that they work. I'm going to turn the lights off and see that's what it's looking like right now. So I just like I said, it's just a couple of pieces of black tape that's put in there. And now we're going to tie these down onto number 8. See what this looks like with number 8 lit up. That looks alright. Good. Okay, number 8. Number 2. Let's see what happens to number 2. All right, number 1. Last one, folks. Well, that's the whole sign done. So you can see it here now. There it is there. It's the whole thing lit up. This would look like at night. So there you are. That's the sign. That's your house number sign. Project done. Complete. So the solar power, power supply, etc., will have to go onto the wall. This will over here. I'll end up attaching this wall. I'll show it when it's completely done with the installed in the house as well. So thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see it when it's finished. Thanks.